a brown-skinned descendant of two builders who could have easily descended if not for a large circle of unity.
Good evening, everyone. Tanya here, all the way live from Salt Lake City, Utah. Oh my goodness, it seems like last week we were in Hawaii. This week we're in Salt Lake City looking at beautiful mountains covered in snow. But so excited to be here. Tonight was our Advocacy and Poetry Night as we celebrated and honored thriving survivors, responsive bystanders, allies, and advocates for Sexual Assault Awareness Month and to celebrate National Poetry Awareness Month. We joined the two together for a night of advocacy and poetry. Does your voice have power? I just wanted to say thank you so much for everyone that signed up, that registered, that gave us some donations. I just want to say I appreciate you all joining us. You could have been anywhere and you decided to be here with us instead. And we just want to say thank you so much. And a special thank you to all of the artists, to all of the poets that joined us tonight. Thank you so much for lending your voice to our platform and using it to stand up and speak out for sexual assault prevention and sexual assault awareness. So thank you so much. We started the night off with Lula the poet. Please be sure to check out her bio. The link is on our page as well. Then we followed that off with Miss Felicia Jones and Akusa signing in all the way from Abu Dhabi. Oh my gosh, we couldn't believe it. And then we closed the night off with the amazing, phenomenal spoken word poet, Obi West, that blessed the mic and shared some powerful words on male victimization and sexual assault. This was a very powerful event. We've been asked if we're going to do this again, and we absolutely are. So if you didn't have an opportunity to join us this evening, don't worry about it. Continue to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Interactive Advocacy, and we'll make sure that we share when we have the next event. And for those individuals that expressed interest in wanting to be a part of our next advocacy and poetry, please make sure that you share your contact information with us, and we'll make sure to get back to you and include you into our roster of talented poets. Again, thank you so much. And until next time, continue to be unstoppable.
I no longer have writer's block. My thoughts are moving more rapid than my hands can type these words. Vivid images as my dialect slurs dialogue of ancient theologies. Mysteries uncovering tainted quotes and covers that have hidden messages mourning their own truths. An imagination like no other. And to think these movies have been stored in my subconscious. I've been so stubborn, raping myself of my true passion. This is ridiculous. I'm no longer able to withhold such information. Reaching the climax of my story, I will no longer be a prisoner to the manipulation of my mind. Reaching the climax of my story, I will no longer be a prisoner to the manipulation of my mind. No more sitting in the dark, replaying my traumas, pressing pause, then rewind. No more sitting in the dark, replaying my own traumas, pressing pause, then rewind. Whew. Drowning in my own sorrows, which somehow I've gotten comfortable being unhappy and it's created false pleasures. This is it, the coming of my coming, the alpha to my omega, the declaration of a poet's name, Portia. Mark my words, my voice is attempted, and these letters mark the map's coordinates to freedom. This legend will live on and recreate new destinations and retreats, islands of manifestations, a legacy above and beneath. My tribe will continuously populate and follow me, leading our futures into the present, coming face to face with insecurities. We shall overcome and leave a cloud of dust like a stampede. All hail my rise. This joy I feel as I write competes with no other. Siri can't comprehend my diction as I write, and my brain's muscles are relaxing as I release this friction. Whew. Malnourished, I have been suffering, but no more whipping like a willow from the roots of this soil. I shall grow and grow And like a seed, I was only able to grow in the darkness. Story is open-ended, no need for a conclusion or last remarks. I'll never stop writing again. My pens have been sharpened with ink, and this pencil has no eraser. These vibes I'm gonna spill are all natural with no chaser. So I'll write a mural that covers both hemispheres of this earth. I write on and on into my incarnation, and these words will never die as their ashes will be saved after cremation. And into the ocean they will go as the waves set into sea and these thoughts continue to flow. No more pain and no more anxieties taunting me. I will prevail and embrace this God in me. You see, my thoughts are clear. This page has no lines or margins, so I'll need no edits. I'll just write. And as I leave these words with you, I leave my legacy. And like I said, this legend will live on and on. Peace.
What I would like to do is get right into our very next poet on the scene.
Scarred and battered, degraded down deep inside, hiding, jumping, thinking it might happen anywhere, anytime, again and again. I screamed, clawed like an animal trapped in a cage. I'd have given anything for this to be a false narrative acted out on stage. Can't focus at home, can't focus at work, not knowing when or where emotional episodes might show up, always on alert. Family or friends can't console me, but then only a few really know. Can't reconcile whether I'm coming or going every second, every minute, every hour. Can't comprehend life's flow. You did a job all up and through my world. Took my inner being, cremated my existence like the crushing of fine pearls. You hijacked my rights to happiness, joy, and peace. And in my mind, I longed to castrate your very heartbeat. All because I needed my midnight tortures to cease. You sat physically non-emotional in that courtroom and you stared straight ahead. Crucified my soul, you left moments you spent with family, loved ones, friends, blistered, busted, assaulted, left my shallow breaths for dead. You took your guilt-ridden, hatred-laced, mentally scarred sexual weapon and penetrated the essence of my very being. You didn't care that I just became a grandparent, a new teacher, just started college, just out on a job. You simply looked past my heart, never seen. Your lack of intelligence, lack of brilliance only outlined a horrible you. I had to go deep within, devise a plan, this life to pursue. I began to act prey on my healing and lived vicariously to see what karma to you would do. Had to call on grace, tenacity, and mercy to summon the courage. My life, I just wanted to live. And I couldn't let brokenness block all the potential I had yet to give. So one day my mind stood up and yelled, "You thought!" And one by one, my mind alerted the others. My mind told my heart the abuser doesn't deserve the keys that lock my prison. So I stood up boldly and orchestrated healing decisions. My heart then told the deep-rooted pain, temporarily held hostage in my soul. Oh, hell no. The abuser's authority over my psyche and wholeness, it's gotta go. My message to you, and let me be crystal clear. I shall continue my life and I'll do it without fear. The power you thought you had over me is no longer there. And without any hesitation, I am ending this affair. You thought you crushed my sexuality like a dirty carpet stain on the floor. Walked out the room, you thought, without a backwards glance, right out the door. The scars you thought could have devastated my life. But the brave in me would not let it be so. How dare you assault my psyche, you thought, like a broken stained glass, when what you really did was strengthen my resolve and toughen my spirit in an unhesitated flash. You even had the nerve to appear at my restoration began to bloom. Feel Like, what is wrong with you? Your damage in my universe has successfully met its doom. How can you even fathom such horrificness in lies cesspool of disdain? How dare you disrupt my sanity in the midst of your insanity, and you thought it sane? You hold a place on the outside of my soul that will never comprehend, be able to be comprehended by the human brain. You thought, or maybe, realistically, you didn't.
You entered my life with resistance overflowing with fear, pain, and sorrow, carrying the burden of something you never wanted or asked for. Your world forever changed, and mine to be touched by your gift. One that you never intended, but one which was bestowed despite your despair. Words tumbled, first with reluctance and then breaking loose, free of the choking silence of unspoken horror and shame. And I, listening, taking in every discarded word soaked in anger, placed on a shelf in my mind with the others, some similar and others alone and unique to you, forever etched there to be gently referenced if needed. Once spent with the spewing of emotion, entangled in your words, tears, and testimony, and your battle with justice and its outcome, whether triumphant or failure, we will likely leave each other's lives, perhaps forever. But I am left with your gifts: trust, reliance, belief, words, tears, possibly sprinkled with smiles, humor, and even love. All lessons tucked away, invaluable, irreplaceable, important, and deserving of a seemingly inappropriate expression of gratitude for unwillingly entering my life and leaving it better. I am forever changed and profoundly grateful.
I love my student. They knocked on the doors and told her to pack her bags. At just 13, mother passed away first and then the dad. Sentenced now to a life where survival is the name of the game, trapped in a cycle of unexpected dilemmas. Who should we blame? I love my student. Social services provided a bed today to relieve their pain. I know she got caught underneath the portable, grass in her ass, but shocked. Not sure if she should be ashamed. Torrid romance, bureaucratic flames. Who should we blame? I love my student. Who has missed school again, who adores TikTok, Snapchat, pornographic Instagram poses until everyone can see more than just her Facebook, misguided intentions on another student's phone, neither barren nor unfruitful, willing to meet. Each episode is never an award, always met with defeat. Scrambling everywhere to make her situation unique, bearable in spite of all her fears. Raheem, another hopeful prospect, sent him a picture of her fuzzy ting-ting. Ring, ring in the principal's office. What's there to explain? Caught at the mall all over Twitter with another credit card. It's another systematic casualty. It's completely insane. I love my student. This time, the book bag won't hide what's going on inside. Only God knows how many intruders once subscribed. Desperate for a hairdo, nails done, toiletries, these are the bare necessities. I love my student as she teaches me things about life that I never knew, her eyes through the veil barely viewed. Praying earnestly to God helps her to find her way through. Who has brought me from so far to meet divas who are trapped in the perpetual state. It's all gray, immune to abuse and supplication. The makeup and the hair many times all cover up the despair. The marks on her body that she received, all because she took a picture of me, showing me how much she needs to be loved, understood, who writes and draws and dreams and wishes to be somewhere else, dangling from boy to man to boy to married man, with dreams and aspirations to be freed. I love my student, once kicked, battered, mistreated, and confused. In the physician's office, now scared again, abused, naive, embarrassed, afraid, what will we do? She now questioned her present day circumstance. Everyone in the office was enthralled. Everyone wanted to get a chance. OMG asked you very delicately, open your mouth, what's that I see? What type of encounters were you engaged in? Whisper, tell me. Cauliflower appears was evident and clear. A raging fever, thank God we're here. You can seem shocked because it didn't happen to you. Asked again, did you put the thing in your mouth, dear? It looks like infection, extremely rare. Tell me, the thing in your mouth, explain it, my dear. Her eyes swelled with water and I held her hand. We cried together, I know you don't understand. Abused, misused, and now flabbergasted. I know it's a tragedy, but it's a bureaucratic system that let this one run anywhere free. I still love my student, and I hope she loves me. Let's have tea. Remember the smiles, the tears, the trips, the dysfunctional ties, acquaintances, friends, bullies, tricky men. Let's have tea. Remember the kisses, the licks, the daydreams, the hopes, the circumstances, the holes, deception, the fire escape, 6 stories up, those fingers that dug into my vagina, the staircase, the secrets, 18 and 12, searching for acceptance, but getting cut again, the china. Let's have tea. Green leaves floating, spinning lies, abortion, the commissary, the scars, the nicks, car seat reclined, another lick, flowers painted, the gloves, white smudged, dipped in blood, leaves falling from the trees, hot water, green fresh mint, aroma penetrating through the air, 1 drop, 2 lumps, immersed in self-doubt, tasting the bitterness, Cersei, let's have tea. Remember the secrets, the uncles, the smiles, the fondling, screaming in shame, penetration, it burns my tongue, sores. One more lie connected to these black and blue excuses. Let's have tea to soothe the soul, a reminder that her lips are no better than his. Let's have tea dressed up in pink and green, the roses, the thorns, the hats, the pins, the pew, the mother who knew to pray forgiveness, brewing memories of denial. Let's have tea remembering the day he violated me.
A brown-skinned descendant of 2 builders who could have easily descended if not for a large circle of unity, built by bonded brown hands, a force field of safety formed by color-complected kids. They would put a brown girl in a circle and sing her sorrows away. Angels would emerge from their voice boxes, box me in, and begin construction on my spirit. So on the day my body was diagnosed.
Thank you so much, Mr. West. I appreciate you for joining us this evening, for sharing your voice, and for lending this type of energy and passion to advocacy and sexual assault. And I appreciate the fact that you shared poems from both, not just women that are sexual assault, but from a male's perspective as well, male victimization, because a lot of times when we do talk about sexual assault, unfortunately, we don't talk enough about male victimization and the fact that males can be victims of sexual assault. So they think that it's just something that's just not possible. When we see it on TV, when folks are talking about even the males that came forward in the Me Too movement that were actors that said, hey, I was sexually assaulted also, people wanted to make fun of them. So thank you for showcasing in a way that maybe many of us have not looked at it before if you're outside of the world of advocacy. So thank you so much for doing that. I think something I just said, TM, thank you so much. This was very powerful. It absolutely was. I've had the pleasure of hearing you speak before in your facilitation as well as your poetry. And, I'm interested to hear, maybe everyone else is interested to hear, how did you come about this collaboration? How did you bring poetry and advocacy together?
It's layered. It's actually two stories. One, I grew up in an abusive household, right? I grew up with abuse in the household. As a kid, you really don't know how to talk about that. So then I joined the military. I joined the military at 17. After about 10 years in the military, there was a point in time where I felt like my cycle of life was empty. Right? I just wake up in the morning, get dressed, go to work, come home, take my clothes off, do the exact same thing. But there was no fulfillment. I was just satisfying the requirement of an organization. So I felt like something missing. I need something. So one day I went to the show that was advertised as a comedy show. There was a bunch of poets there. And once I saw poetry, my first introduction, it was just the level of liberation they had. They crying on stage, like a one-way conversation. Right? I can talk to you in a private setting. If I say something you don't agree with, you have the space to rebut. But when I'm standing on stage, I ain't got the space to say nothing. You just gotta listen to what I'm saying. So it's a forced one-way conversation of me expressing myself. And it was like instantly, that's that thing. So once I was introduced to poetry, it became my lung. And then it became the way for me to express my disdain for abuse that I hadn't been able to express since forever. So somebody showed me, they were like, hey, listen, you can use that in this capacity. So boom.
And I do have a question because I know that, I'm sure that there has been many people that have come forward to you that have said that your poetry has resonated with them. Have you noticed that you have the same level of males as well as females coming forward that resonates from your poetry that have expressed that they've been victims of trauma?
Unfortunately not. Those numbers are disproportionate, but there are a larger amount of men that I expected. So I'm grateful for that. But there's still a reluctancy, especially when you're speaking to large audiences, right? If I go speak to him after this, the people that see that I have some type of issue, so I won't. And there's still a reluctancy there, but that the number of men is larger than what I thought it would be when I started. So to see that is, it's a blessing.
Well, I just want to say again, thank you so much to each and every one of you, our poets, our audience, everyone that took time out of their schedule to join us this evening to talk about and share, a very serious topic that absolutely needs to change. We have to work together to create safe spaces, create, healthy boundaries, healthy relationships, and call out this type of bad behavior when we see it. We can't just dismiss it. We can't laugh about it. We can't say, well, this was a good person or that was a bad person. We have to call out these type of toxic behaviors every single time we do it. It takes each and every one of us collectively together to make a difference. And I just want to say again, thank you so much, each and every single one of you, for joining us, because you could have been anywhere and you decided to be here with us. Definitely stay on the lookout. Once again, check out the chat. Make sure that you snagged all of our guest speakers, our presenters, social media handles, so you can kind of keep up with what they're doing in and outside of advocacy. Poets, you know, they are much like our actors in the sense that they've got to go out and share their craft. So I'm sure that they're doing all kind of things. So definitely stay connected with them. And again, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Peace and blessings to you all. And we look forward to seeing you at the next Advocacy and Poetry. Thank you, everyone.
A brown-skinned descendant of two builders who could have easily descended if not for a large circle of unity, built by bonded brown hands, a force field of safety formed by color-complected kids. They would put a brown girl in a circle and sing her sorrows away. Angels would emerge from their voice boxes, box me in, and begin construction on my spirit. So on the day my body was diagnosed with molestation, my circle helped my hope resurface. There's an element of healing in holding hands and caroling sentiments of encouragement. A miracle over-the-counter medicines can't mirror. It's like chemo being spoke from a brown girl's throat. So during the second time when my molestation was brought out of remission, this brown girl needed her circle. Her 360-degree impenetrable perimeter, the one that defined power, taught her skin how to pronounce pretty, gave her heart endurance, the ring of resilience rallied